This is Weather or Not.
All right, enjoying a nice break from the brutal heat and humidity here on this Wednesday. I am Chief Meteorologist Jamie Arnold.
And I'm meteorologist Andrew Dockery. Welcome into Weather or Not. Quotations on break because it's still warm and humid, just not extreme heat and humidity. That's coming, though, right back soon.
Yeah, about 48 hours of non-miserable weather until it comes back. And based on some of the newest data we've been seeing this morning, it's probably going to be worse than the last bout of heat that we had. And that is your first alert here on this Wednesday, getting you ready for the next big heat wave coming in, starting really Friday, but I think really cranking this weekend into early next week.
Yeah, likely going to have heat alerts issued starting Saturday, and that will continue into Sunday. And now we were talking new data this morning, maybe even Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. I think for sure Monday, Tuesday. How long after? I think it's going to be up to the storm chances as we go into next week.
Yeah, let's take you through the rest of this week, though. And again, today, really not bad. 86 on the beaches, 90 inland. Yeah. That's kind of par for the course here for the back half of July. Similar numbers for tomorrow. Slightly better chance of a pop-up storm for Thursday. But then Friday, we kind of nudge those numbers up at least a degree or two. But again, nothing too out of the ordinary until we get into the weekend.
Yeah, you get into the weekend. We've been using this just to kind of give you a feel, especially when it comes to that excessive heat. You start to get those shades of purple on this map. That tells you, especially now as we go toward end of July, we're talking some real deal heat here. And there are some models that spit out maybe the hottest weather we've had so far this year, coming in for this weekend and early next week.
Yeah, it is certainly looking really ugly. Starting again this weekend, Saturday, 92 at the beaches, 97 inland. We'll take those numbers up a couple more notches on Sunday, 95 at the beaches, 99 for the PD. Florence, the last bout of heat we had, did make it to 100 one day. I think we've probably got 2 days where it's a good candidate for Florence and a couple spots in the PD to actually hit 100 for just the actual temperature.
Yeah, and then you factor in the humidity and the mugginess, and that's where we're going to get into those real feel or heat index values. Yeah, I feel like temperature showing up and some of this data already increasing. Sunday and Monday look to be the 2 days. And listen, sometimes we show these models and they're kind of underdone. Yeah. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're overdone, but I do think we see 110, 115 in some spots for sure by the end of this weekend into next week.
Yeah, you can see there on the Sunday heat index forecast, there's some really ugly numbers on there, 111, 112, 113 for the heat index. Anything above 110 for more than an hour or two is criteria for excessive heat warnings. We've had plenty of heat advisories. We haven't had the heat warnings just yet, but this upcoming heat wave certainly going to be a good candidate for that, I think, Sunday into early next week.
Oh, absolutely. And the question is, how long will it last? That's going to be something we'll do. So good reminder, you need to get some things done around the house, outside, today and tomorrow. Great to do so this weekend. You want to be near the water, the beach, or the pool if you're trying to beat that heat. All right, let's take you coast to coast here. And speaking of heat, yeah, shocker, Death Valley, California, 108. It's a dry heat out there.
It's a dry heat. Yep. So is an oven. So is an oven. But 34, Mount Washington, New Hampshire, that sounds refreshing.
Yeah, it's also refreshing to not have Peter sinks.
Yeah, right.
34 degrees, obviously a nice one, and still holds the record for the strongest wind.
Yeah.
Highest wind ever.
231 miles per hour.
Yeah, just let that sink in.
Yeah.
34 degrees there in New Hampshire. Let's take you, and we'll start with our southeast overall stationary front, basically down to our south. That's going to be spinning up that area of low pressure, and that will bring in the rain across Florida. Ironically, that is that same system that does have that very small chance of development in the Gulf, but you'll notice for us, yeah, just a couple of passing showers for your Thursday. Temperature-wise, kind of on par for the course this time of year.
Yeah, upper 80s to low 90s across the Carolinas down into Florida. Check out what's going on, though, in Little Rock, Shreveport, 101 degrees. That is our weekend heat wave that is going to be building across the middle part of the country as we head into the day on Thursday and then shifting its way to the east. Off to the northeast we go. Things pretty quiet here. They're actually enjoying some really low humidity, some really nice late summer weather there across the northeast into New England. They've had some lower humidity slip its way in, and temperature-wise, not too bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. You'll notice temperatures continue to sit where they've been in the 80s. However, they will start to get in onto that heat wave as we go into it. Most of those temperatures up in the northeast sitting in the mid to upper 80s. We continue to take you Now down to the southwest, notice a couple of showers there along the dry line. Most of that going to be showers, isolated severe storm. Can't be ruled out, especially as you work your way up into the plains. But here's that heat. This is the start of it. 100 to 105, depending on where you are on the eastern side there of Texas. That will kind of transition itself into the Ohio Valley for Friday. And then the East Coast, Jamie, as we go into the weekend.
Yeah, that's coming. Austin, 99 degrees. Fun fact about Austin, they've had such a wet July in Texas that Austin has yet to hit 100 degrees during the month of July, which is exceedingly rare for that part of Texas. They're going to do it before the month is over with, though, with that big heat coming back as we head into the next couple of days. Let's take you off to the west, and just kind of typical summer weather here as well. Some pop-up daily storms there across the Rockies. You can see some of that from Denver to Colorado Springs, down into Pueblo, all the way down into northern New Mexico. A couple storms there in northern sections of Nevada, but overall the monsoon still staying pretty quiet, and it's staying awfully hot.
Yeah, you'll certainly notice that we're holding 93 there in Salt Lake, 89 as we go into Reno, and holding on to the 80s. I'd love to be in San Fran right now. 68 degrees out there across our region. All right, do we have one more zone here? And if so, yeah, let's take you back out to the Midwest. It's where that low pressure system just kind of centered itself. It's been the big active story. It's really the only big rainmaker as we go to the forecast now with our front. And you'll notice, yeah, a couple strong storms can't be ruled out in Illinois with temperatures, yeah, still warm even for them.
And they're getting a little bit of a break from the heat there across Iowa, down into Missouri, into parts of Illinois, upper 80s to low 90s. Cool thing about this area, though, corn makes it feel even worse.
Yeah, let's think about that. Let's take you into our Check This Out segment today. And yeah, corn, a popular crop in Nebraska, the gripping heat, and yeah, corn making the temperature feel even worse than what it is. What exactly are we talking about? Well, it's called corn sweat. Here's more.
Well, this time of year, crops are in the reproductive stage, particularly corn, and it emits a lot of water vapor.
Officially known as evapotranspiration, it's when water evaporates from plants like corn or soybeans, combining with other water molecules in the air, making things outside feel even worse. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, 1 acre of corn gives off up to 4,000 gallons of water each day during growing season.
During the daytime hours, it's just emitting a lot of water vapor, and it's adding moisture to the lower boundary layer in the atmosphere. That translates to us as a little bit higher humidity than we probably would otherwise have in this region. In English, that means that it can get very, very humid at the surface, and it can make us miserable.
According to UNL climatologist Eric Hunt, this is a typical process of healthy crops, now being the peak time for it, likely dying down as the summer ends. And over at LPD, a message urging those spending time outdoors this week to keep the heat in mind in order to stay safe.
As we rise through the levels of heat advisory, extreme heat watch, extreme heat warning, we're just reminding our folks to be more cognizant.
Teams with Centerpoint will also be out on the streets, helping those without a home keep cool.
There you go.
Corn sweat. Yeah.
Think about it too, and I was trying to explain this to Jake and Lauren this morning. Same way with us and moisture that comes off the Atlantic.
Yeah.
They just get an extra weird source from it because they're known for it.
Yeah, because there's so much of it
Yeah.
in that agricultural area there. So corn sweat, learn something new every day.
Let's go from sweating to reminiscing, shall we?
Much better than corn sweat.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
Can we go back?
I know, right?
Oh yeah, if you remember it, I'm sure many of you do. Some of you probably want to forget it. Our snowstorm, not only just a snowstorm that blanketed the Gulf Coast all the way across the southeast, and yeah, right here in the heart of Myrtle Beach, just looks beautiful. For so long being here too, we showed videos of those snowstorms back in the past. It's nice to say that
Finally,
finally here for this one. Yeah.
And it was just so magical.
It was.
Everybody was so happy. I think even the snow haters were like, all right, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
This is kind of cool.
Now, we were all tired of it, I think, by like day 3.
Day 3, when it wouldn't go anywhere.
But yeah, maybe we could draw another one of those up in the next couple of years.
Maybe another 20, 25 years. I'll be dead probably by the next time it snows that much in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, of course, if you have anything that you want us to showcase, you can also scan that QR code, as always, on our free WNBF First Alert weather app. But that does it for this episode of Weather or Not. A lot more coming, and of course, updates on that big weekend heat coming your way throughout the rest of the week.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next episode of Weather or Not.